I've been going to the gym for about 4 years now, and in that time, I think I've made some pretty good progress. I put on about 30 pounds while staying lean. My squat, bench, and deadlift are all respectable. And, in that time, I have seen hundreds, maybe thousands of videos online of people trying to give lifting advice. YouTube channels, TikTok accounts, Instagram accounts, you name it. There is someone everywhere who is trying to tell you how you can be successful in the gym. There is so much advice, whether it comes to supplements, the perfect exercises to be doing in the gym. There is literally all kinds of advice everywhere to the point where it's overwhelming. And because there's such an onslaught of advice on the internet, I feel like beginners never really progress because they don't know what they should be focusing on. They never know what's actually important because there's so much advice and no one ever says this is the thing that's most important. So today I'm making a video, and in my 4 years of going to the gym, I have come to the conclusion that there is really only one thing that matters when it comes to going to the gym and getting jacked. And it is a very unfortunate truth. It is not a fun one, so don't expect to get some sort of quick and easy life hack that's going to get you jacked right away. But the one thing that is important when it comes to having success in the gym is consistency. You can come up with the greatest workouts, the best exercise plan, the best diet plan, the most optimal ways to utilize your muscles when you're lifting. But if you're not able to sustain that over a long period of time, it literally means nothing. You've probably heard someone at some point talk about leg day and say, "Oh, I had such a good leg day in the gym. I couldn't even walk after. I couldn't use my legs for the next 2 days." Now, it's true that that one leg day is probably fantastic, gained a lot of muscle. But is that something that you can do for a month? 6 months, a year, 5 years? The answer is probably not. I've seen, unfortunately, so many times people go in, they absolutely destroy themselves in the gym, and they can keep that up for maybe a month or 2 months, but eventually it's just something that you can't keep doing. I've known some people who, when they started out in the gym, they loved scooping 500 milligrams of caffeine pre-workout, listening to ear blasting music, and just going absolutely ham in the gym. And, that was great at first. It gave them a super hype, intense workout. But at a certain point, the novelty of that wears off and you have no foundation to build on. Another example, anyone who's gone to the gym has seen some old guy who is curling completely wrong, doing some wonky stuff on the machines that is absolutely not optimal for muscle growth. But for some reason, that old guy is jacked. And you want to know the reason he's jacked? Not because the swingy dingies are optimal for building tricep growth, but because he's been doing them for 20 years. At a certain point, even though it's not the best way to build muscle, if you do it for long enough, it's going to pay off. And this is a really unfortunate truth because, we love to make fun of people who don't control the weights or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you can stay in the gym for 20 years, stay committed, that stuff is still going to end up working for you because consistency is going to be your best friend. Now, this is not me advocating for you going into the gym and doing absolutely unoptimal workouts. There is a second part to this rule that I'm going to recommend. And there's two parts to it. The first part is what I just said, consistency will win. But the second part that's going to help you even more is being open to learning. If you stick with the terrible workouts, you will gain some muscle. But the great thing about being open-minded to learning new stuff is that it'll just work itself out. Over time, eventually, you'll meet someone and they have a great workout that you can learn from. You'll see something on Instagram and you decide to start emulating that and it really works for you. These things will compound over time. As long as you're open to learning about how to get better, you'll learn eventually. You just will. A lot of the stuff I've learned that I've implemented in my workouts that really work are not because I was Googling for 10 hours, how do I do this the best and most optimal way? No, it was just a random moment where I saw something, I was like, that's actually really good. Or a random thing in a book I read, I was like, that's actually really good. And I decided to implement it. So don't be so worried if you're starting out at the gym to learning how to do everything optimally. Just know that if you're consistent and you stay open to learning, you will learn along the way. So if you were to ask me what advice would I give to someone who's just starting out at the gym, has no idea what they're doing, I would say and this is putting it maybe a little too simply, go and just keep going. It's not the craziest advice, but if you can go there day after day and be open to learning, you will figure out what the right thing is to do. And I know it's not the most fun way to go. Everyone wants to learn what the best supplements are and what the most optimal exercises are, but I promise, just go in, do some bench press, do some squats, use whatever machines are in your gym, and if you can find a way to do it that you enjoy, that you can sustain, that isn't going to ruin the rest of your life because you're taking too much time, you can get an effective workout in like 30 minutes, 4 days a week. And if you do that for a couple years, you are going to see unbelievable results. And you're going to see a lot better results than the person who destroys themselves in the gym, but then went too hard and can't walk and ends up not working out for a week. Like, you are just objectively going to do better. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, congratulations. I am going to reward you with a crazy plot twist. This video was not about the gym. The last 5 or 6 minutes of me yapping, it may have seemed like it was about the gym, but everything I've just said does not apply to just the gym, but applies to everything in life. If you want to get good at something, it doesn't matter what you do today. It doesn't matter what you do over the next week. If you can be consistent over a period that is a long amount of time, I'm talking years, multiple years, and you are consistent with it and open to learning, you are going to get good at it. You want to get good at chess? Play every day and be open to learning. You want to have a good diet? Work on a couple, like 10 minutes a day, literally, of just trying to figure out how to eat a little bit better. You will get a good diet eventually. You want to get rich? Spend 20 minutes a day trying to figure out a plan to get financially free and rich. This principle that I've been talking about in regards to the gym in the beginning of this video, it works with literally everything. And if you look at all of the successful people when it comes to anything, how many of them are breakout stars and just got super successful in the first week or month or even year? Almost none of them. When you look at the top of the top in any category in life, whether it be a successful business person, a world champion at a sport, like a chess champion, anyone who's really good at anything has been doing it for a long time. You look at like famous comedians, the reason almost every famous comedian is over the age of 40 is because they spent 20 years doing comedy in nightclubs and slowly but surely figuring out what works. No one can be great at anything immediately. So yes, this principle applies to the gym. Just be consistent, be open to learning, and eventually if you stick with it, you will get there. But I truly believe that this is something that applies to every facet in life. So yes, how to get good at the gym, be consistent, and be open to learning. How to be good at life, be consistent, and be open to learning. That is literally it. So I appreciate you if you've made it this far. Hopefully this is something you can apply to any area of your life, and it'll make your life a little bit better, and you can achieve what you want to achieve. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.